What's up, YouTube? Alvaro here. Welcome to the Bilingual Stock Market channel again. You guys already know this channel. This is the YouTube channel in which we talk about the market, and we do it in English and Spanish so you guys can pick your preferred language. And in this video, and as I do it Mondays through Thursdays, I want to make a quick stock market update. I want to break down from a technical standpoint the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq 100, which are the most important indices of the United States stock market. And at the end of the video, I am going to be breaking down also from a technical standpoint the three stocks that are going to be on the top of my watch list for tomorrow's trading session, and those stocks are Jumia Technologies, Nndm Technologies, and good old Tesla Maesla. So without further ado, let's get started. And today we had a red day all across the board. However, guys, things were looking very ugly this morning, and little by little the indices, mostly the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq 100, managed to recover a bit throughout this session. So the Dow Jones went down today 1.36%, the S&P 500 went down 0.87%, Russell 2000 went down 0.26%, and the Nasdaq 100 almost happens to pull up a green day, and it went down today 0.05%. It pretty much closed flat on the day. And now let's go ahead and take a look at the S&P 500. This index closed today at 4152. So let's see what happens tomorrow, because everything is going to depend on whatever is said at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But if the S&P 500 happens to pull up, then the first important level of support that I am going to be looking at is going to be 4160, which was overhead resistance today, and this was a level that the bulls couldn't take on in today's trading session. If that level of resistance happens to be broken into the upside, then the another important level of resistance that I am going to be watching is going to be 4180. Remember that 4180 is an important previous area of support for the bulls that acted as such in 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 opportunities before, but it also acted as a resistance back on April 16th, right? So we're talking about a previous area of support and resistance that is going to act as an important level of resistance in this opportunity for the bulls to the upside. And on top of that, we have the convergence, the coincidence of the 50 SMA on the 4-hour chart with 4180. So that is going to be a very tough spot for the bulls in tomorrow's trading session. To the downside, I have been telling you, watch out for 4120. Today, the lowest the S&P 500 went was 4113. So tomorrow, once again, 4120 is going to be a critical area of support for the bulls. And if 4120 and 4113, 4114, which was the low of today's trading session, happen to be broken to the downside, then the another important level of support that I am going to be looking at is going to be 4086 or 4080. This is a previous area of resistance that acted as such for the bulls in the S&P 500 in 1, 2, and 3 opportunities before. So to the downside, 4180 and 4113 and 4120. In the case of the Nasdaq 100 closed today at 13,351 points. Let me zoom in here on the 4-hour and take a look at this coincidence, guys. Take a look at this 180 SMA on the 4-hour chart. We closed rather right below this 180 SMA, this moving average. So tomorrow, clearly the most important level of resistance for the bulls, and everything is going to depend on whatever happens at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time with the CPI report. So the most important level of resistance, of overhead resistance for the bulls, is going to be 13,400 points, which coincides with the 180 SMA on the 4-hour chart. And if the Nasdaq 100 happens to pull up, then the other important level of resistance that I am going to be looking at tomorrow is going to be 13,700 points, which is a previous area of support and resistance for the bulls. 13,700 points already acted as a support for the bulls in the Nasdaq 100 in 1, 2, and 3 opportunities before, but it also acted as a resistance back on February 18th and February 8th, right? To the downside. So today, the bulls found support at 13,100 points. So that is the most important level of support for tomorrow's trading session. And if 13,100 points happens to be broken to the downside, guys, this is good nighting, most likely. Because we could potentially see 12,780 points or 12,800 points, which is a previous area of support, an important previous area of support for the bulls in the Nasdaq 100 because it acted as such in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 opportunities before. So watch out tomorrow for 13,100 points for support, or I hope worst case scenario 12,800 points. And the first stock of this video, Jumia Technologies. Jumia Technologies reported earnings this morning and it was some sort of mixed report. So they missed on sales because sales came out at 27.40 million euros for Q1 of 2021, whereas sales for Q4 of 2020 were 29.30 million euros. However, losses decreased 24% year over year. So the market saw this earnings report in a positive way, and that's why Jumia Technologies actually went up today 7.63%, and it closed today's trading session at $25.24. And for those who are not familiar with Jumia Technologies, this is a company basically that provides an e-commerce platform in Africa. So Jumia Technologies is pretty much considered the Amazon of Africa, right? So what's my plan when it comes to Jumia Technologies, guys? I am going to zoom in here on the 4 hour and shout out to you if you happened to pick up some shares of Jumia today at around $18. I wasn't watching Jumia this morning. I was taking other trades. They traded Boeing and Airbnb. But if I had seen Jumia dropping down to $18, I would have picked up 100 or 200 shares of Jumia for sure. But whatever, I was looking elsewhere, so it is what it is. Hindsight is 2020. And take a look at the RSI of Jumia, guys. It dropped down to 16 points. So Jumia got absolutely oversold this morning, and we can make the case that that's why this stock found support at $18 and it bounced back up. So tomorrow, what's my plan? And depending on what happens with the markets in general terms, guys. So if the Nasdaq and the S&P 500 happen to have a green day tomorrow, I am going to be looking at Jumia if it happens to be able to burst above $28. $28 is a former area of support for the bulls of Jumia that acted as such back on April 20th and April 21st. So if I see Jumia bursting above this 50 SMA on the 4 hour chart on good volume and momentum at around $28, I am going to be picking up some shares of Jumia, as I said before, probably 100 or 150 shares, and in that case my price target is going to be the 180 SMA on the 4 hour chart at around $33.50 or $34. So if I happen to be able to take this trade the way that I am describing it, I am going to be able to make an 18% profit, nothing to sneeze at. And mind you guys, if tomorrow we happen to have a red day, another red day in the markets after having had a horrible CPI report, and if the markets happen to drop like a brick, and if the markets happen to get a hit, and Jumia happens to visit once again $18 per share, I might think about starting a long-term position over here, guys, because take a look at this. All-time high for Jumia is almost $70 per share. So from $70 from all-time high down to $18 per share, we're looking at a 73% discount. This is a very compelling discount from a long-term perspective. So watch out tomorrow for Jumia, guys. Either paying another visit to $18 per share or pulling up and bursting above $28. And the second stock of this video is going to be Nndm Technologies, ticker symbol Nndm. Nndm Technologies went up today 0.16% and it closed today's trading session at $6.23. And this is another stock that I missed this morning, guys. I mean, the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq dropped obviously at the same time, so there were like 1 million dips to be back this morning, guys. So I only managed to buy Airbnb and Boeing, as I said before, and I took 2 successful day trades, but there was like 1 million dips out there, and this is a dip that I am actually very interested in. So if tomorrow we happen to see, or I happen to see rather, because remember that I am not a financial advisor, guys, So if tomorrow the markets as a whole happen to drop and Nano Dimension Technologies happens to visit once again $5.53, I am going to be picking up 300 or 400 shares of this stock. And why $5.50? Well, because this is a previous area, an important previous area of support and resistance for the bulls of Nano Dimension Technologies. So $5.50 already acted as a support in one opportunity, but it also acted as a resistance for the bulls of this stock back on October 16th. So what would be my plan if I happen to be able to buy shares of Nano Dimension Technologies at $5.50 or $5.60? Then my price target is going to be a very important level of resistance that the bulls of Nano Dimension Technologies are going to have to eventually deal with at $7.70. $7.70 already acted as a support for Nano Dimension Technologies in 1, 2, and 3 opportunities before, but it also acted as a resistance back on December 3rd of last year, and on top of that, it coincides with the 180 SMA on the 4-hour chart, okay? So we're talking about a critical area of resistance that the bulls of this stock are going to have to deal with on the way that Nano Dimension Technologies is going to have to make eventually, as I said before, through the upside. So from $5.60-ish up to $7.76 or $8-ish as well, we are looking at a 20% profit, a very but very solid profit. And as of now, this stock is trading, let me see over here, 70% of its high. So if you happen to be bullish on Nano Dimension Technologies, and I am very bullish on this stock. I think that Nano Dimension Technologies has a bright future ahead of itself, so this is a very nice area in order to pick up from a long-term perspective. And the last stock of this video is going to be good old Tesla. Ticker symbol TSLA. Tesla went down today 1.88% and it closed today's trading session at $617.20. And I am getting a lot of questions from you guys. I know that many of you are very worried. You guys are asking me what is going to happen with Tesla, how low can Tesla go, what is going to happen with Tesla in the upcoming days. And you need to understand that at this point, it is no longer about Tesla. Tesla is a very important member of both the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq 100. So Tesla depends pretty much on whatever happens with these indices. All right. So if tomorrow we happen to have an overheated CPI report, Tesla is going to get a hit for sure. Or on the flip side, if we have a decent CPI report from an inflation standpoint, Tesla is very likely to pull up. So let's see what happens with Tesla, which depends on whatever happens at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So what would be the worst case scenario for Tesla, guys? The bulls actually managed to find support today at $580. And take a look at this coincidence, guys. When Tesla hit $580 this morning, the RSI of Tesla dropped down to 15 points. And I ask you, when was the very last time that the RSI of Tesla got down to 15 points? Well, that happened on February 23rd, when Tesla dropped down to $620. And what happened once the RSI of Tesla got that low? We had a very solid bounce back up. And the same thing happened today at $580. So I'm thinking that if in the upcoming days we happen to see the market selling off and you happen to see the RSI of Tesla dropping down to 14 points, so would that be a buy in the case of Tesla? I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud over here. So worst case scenario, I'm thinking that $540 would be the lowest that Tesla should go, at least in the short term. And why? Well, because $540 already acted as a very important area of support for Tesla back in November and December of last year, and it also acted as a lower support for Tesla back on March 5th. So from a technical standpoint, this is an area that should provide a very good support for the bulls of Tesla if it happens to be visited in an aggressive way. And as overhead resistance, $620 is going to be a very tough spot for the bulls of Tesla, because we are talking about a previous area of support that already acted as such in 1, 2, and 3 opportunities before. And if Tesla happens to burst above $620, then the other important level of resistance for Tesla is going to be $660, which is also a previous area of support that acted as such in 1 and 2 opportunities before, but it was also $660 acted as a resistance for the bulls of Tesla back on December 8th. So watch out for Tesla tomorrow, guys. Let's see what happens. Once again, depending on what happens with that CPI report, either visiting $580 or $540 worst case scenario, or pulling up and maybe bursting above $620 and $660 per share. And with Tesla, I am going to wrap up the video. Thank you very much for your attention, and thank you very much for hanging out with me once again. Remember that here on the Bilingual Stock Market channel, we are posting these stock market update videos Mondays through Thursdays right after the market closes. So if you want to get the notifications of our videos in a timely manner, you'd better be subscribed to the channel, and you also need to activate the notification bell right up there. And remember that this is the Bilingual Stock Market channel, the YouTube channel in which we talk about the markets, but we do it in English and Spanish. But most importantly, this is the YouTube channel in which we know that the wonderful world of Wall Street is not for geniuses, it is for entrepreneurs just like you guys and myself. My name is Alvaro, and I will see you guys tomorrow right after the market closes. Peace out. Stay green.